after 39 days of grueling competition, 14 tribal councils, and many lonely nights on Exile Island, last night on Survivor, it all came down to 2 final contestants and 7 jealous jurors.
The winner of Survivor Exile Island.
And Aras, Baskauskas, good morning and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Oh, come on. You can do better than that. You just won $1 million.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here. It's really exciting. It's overwhelming.
Has it sunk in at all yet?
It hasn't sunk in. It's so hard to even fathom $1 million in my mind, living with my dad and freeloading like I do. So it's an honor to be here. It's just really overwhelming.
So your dad's as happy as you are this morning, isn't he?
I'm sure. He's got a little more space in the house.
Last night at the Tribal Council, you actually beat Danielle 5-2, but going into it, were you confident that you were going to beat her, or was it just kind of still kind of up in the air in your mind?
Well, I knew I had a chance to beat Danielle, but going into Tribal Council, I had no idea how the vote was going to go because there was a lot of unknowns. How was Courtney going to vote? How was Shane going to vote? Sally and Austin were question marks in my head. And it ended up going my way, but it could have easily gone the other way. Oh,
you pushed her so hard, though. I mean, Terry, when you look back on it now, Terry was kind of like a little bit laid back and like, hey, whatever you
right.
say.
Terry went with the soft sell, and I went with the hard sell. And looking back on it, I feel a little bad that I pressed so hard. But, you know, you're out there, and you do what you got to do when you're out there, and you can apologize now or later or whenever it is you do.
You and Terry had this incredible rivalry through the entire game. So here it is, sort of the young buck and the 40-something, fighter pilot. I mean, you're a yoga instructor. I was really surprised to see that kind of ire come from someone who I thought would be so centered and calm.
Well, I do teach yoga, and I don't try to pretend like I'm a yogi, because I'm not, and I'm learning, and sometimes I get competitive. Sometimes I really want to beat Terry, and most of the time Terry beats me, and you learn from it. That's the wonderful thing about Survivor for me, is that I learned a lot, and I learned that a 46-year-old buck can still whoop me pretty bad, and he did.
Yeah, because he won, of course, almost or every individual immunity challenge. Where did the rivalry come from? Where did it stem from?
Well, I think we're both really competitive. We both wanted to win, and Terry was in a tough spot because he didn't have the numbers. I did have the numbers, and then I was in a tough spot because I kept getting beat, and I didn't like that. And it ended up being so cool because we really do have a great relationship now, and he's an amazing guy. He's an amazing family guy. I'm honored to be able to be in a rivalry with Terry.
I want to talk about the challenge last night in the lily pads. Would you, I guess, because Danielle sort of gave you a nod, like, go ahead, jump off, and I'm going to take you to the finals. And then she sort of, like, waffles a little bit on that, right? Would you have done that if you'd known that she was going to vacillate at that point?
Danielle was going to beat me on the lily pads regardless. I was wobbling, and so I jumped, but, she was going to beat me. And had I known, of course, I probably would have tried a little harder to stay on, but she would have probably beaten me anyways.
Yeah. The Tribal Council last night, Shane said some really nasty things.
Took some shots.
You and Danielle. He was kind of the equal opportunity offender.
Right.
There. Yeah. He talked about you freeloading in your dad's, house and whatnot. Why was he so angry?
He got voted off, and some people take it with a grain of salt, and some people handle it pretty immaturely. I'll let you decide what Shane did. But I think Shane's a really good guy, too, and everybody handles their things and decompresses the way they need to, and that's how Shane decided to do it.
I got to ask you about that fall you took last night. That looked so painful. Was that from the mimosas that you and Danielle were drinking? You said you'd been on the rocks 50 times, and then here you slip, you get glass in your back, you lacerate your hand.
Yeah, I think, I would never wear shoes on the rocks, and I was wearing shoes, and I had glass in my hand. I don't know what I was thinking.
Because surely the champagne didn't have anything to do with it.
We didn't even get to drink much of the champagne. That was kind of a bummer.
So, here you are, 24 years old, and you're about to get that. Yeah, you want to take a look at it? Look at that.
That's awesome.
No, you got here. Here you go. Okay, yeah, we're going to give it to you just a little bit.
Look at that, $1 million.
1-0-0-0-0-0-0. Aras is going to be back in our next half hour to come and get what he really came here for, and that is the check for $1 million. Aras, good chatting with you.
Thank
you played
you so
a remarkable game.
Thank you very much.
Up next. Last night on Survivor Exile Island, Aras was the last person left standing in the grueling contest.
But he faced some very stiff competition from Danielle, Terry, and Sari, who gave him all he could handle. And Survivor's Final Four are here with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, we should say before we came out of commercial, they were all shivering. I said, are you guys survivors or not?
Right.
What kind of Final Four are you?
Back in civilization now.
First of all, Aras, congratulations. But I want to start with Terry, because Terry, if I were a betting man, betting woman, betting something, I would have thought that you were going to win this.
Yeah.
How surprised were you that Danielle over here didn't take you to the final two?
Yeah, it was a very difficult choice for Danielle, and I think she made the best choice for her, depending on who was on the jury. And it was just a tough choice all around, to look at two people and say, who do I take to the finals, and the chance to try to beat this person for $1 million.
Yeah, because Danielle, I thought, I gave Aras kind of a hard time about it earlier. He was giving you the hard sell, and he even said, he threatened that you would lose Sari and his vote if you didn't choose him. Is that one of the reasons that you ended up choosing Aras?
You know what it is? I just figured that Aras and I had both burned some bridges, and Terry didn't have to vote anybody off, and I felt like a lot of people gained respect for Terry towards the end. And I just felt I had a better shot with Aras. I mean, that's just what my gut told me, and I went with it, and I have no regrets.
You didn't have a better shot, though, with Aras, however, because he's the one
I think they were both so extremely competitive, and they were both so powerful. You know, I think either way, I think I was destined to come in second, and, you know, I stuck with my assignment. That's all I have to say.
Aras, Danielle called you manipulative. You were really leaning on her. Would you acknowledge you were leaning?
I was super manipulative, and I apologize, Danielle.
Hey, look where it got you.
Yeah, you're not that sorry.
Yeah, right. If you're so sorry, then give her half the money.
Yeah, or at least 100,000.
You know, Sari, we were all so wowed by your transformation out there. I mean, this is a woman who said, oh, she didn't like leaves, and she didn't like bugs, and she didn't like the heat, or even your husband, HB, said, she doesn't like to be too hot or too cold. Your transformation was remarkable out there.
It was. I mean, I expected some kind of learning experience out of this. I had no idea how life-changing this would truly be for me. And it has been. It has totally changed me. I have a couch for sale. Anybody want it? I'm off the couch.
No more couch potatoes, Sari.
It's just been great. And I won a car. Thank you, GMC.
Okay, this
Thank
question
you, America.
I pose to all of you. Everyone who plays Survivor says it is pretty much impossible to play this game with integrity. Did Aras play it with integrity and win it? Terry?
He played within his moral bounds, and he made choices according to the situations that were posed to him, and I think he did a fine job.
You agree,
Aras?
Danielle?
I think he played a pretty loyal game. I mean, of course, he's manipulative as all heck, and I helped him get to where he is.
Sari?
I think I love Aras. I think he's great, and I think he played the game with a whole lot of integrity. I mean, he made some moves that he absolutely had to, but no, I think Aras deserves $1 million. I'm so happy for him. Good job, Aras.
Aras, did you play with integrity? How do you feel?
You know, honestly, I came home and I was really proud of myself to play the way I played. I mean, it's really difficult to not tell a lie and to not do those things. And for 39 days, I told a couple lies. I've lied more to my mom since I've been back about the fact that I didn't get to the final two than when I was out there. But you know, it's all a lesson. So when you make a mistake, you learn from it, and you get to watch it on tape, and you get to see yourself, and hopefully you learn a little bit.
What are you going to do with your money?
Well, I got
Let's
this.
get it.
Can we hang on to that?
Yeah, where's the money?
It's windy, so I'm going to hand it right now. Now, you know this is for $1 million this week. You do have to.
I don't even know what to do. Like, where do I go with this?
Wait, let Danielle hold the umbrella. Put that away. I'm very worried. It's windy.
That's awesome.
Shoot, if you don't know, I'll give it here.
I know what to do with it.
Do you have an idea about what you want to spend the money on?
Well, I mean, I got this company that I started, so I'll be investing in that. And these hats, timbergear.com. They're really warm, as you can tell. I'm the only one not shivering over here.
Very good. So no more yoga.
No, I'm sticking with the yoga. Actually, that's my passion. Truly, it is. And I do retreats and teach and learning more than anything else.
In the final seconds, let's see your $1 million yoga winner pose.
I'm so honored. That's it. I can only smile as my $1 million.
That works. Okay. Well, the final four. Thank you all. Let's see if we're going to survive this rain. Run in. Let's head inside now.